How do you? Freaking snakes.
Snakes, dude. And we are back with another episode of It'll Be All Right with your hosts Antonio
And Anton.
and today we are going to be talking about music.
Yeah.
Now, music to both of us is a pretty important part of our lives. Wouldn't you say, man?
Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. Because
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Like music, like that Spotify for me, dude. That stuff's therapeutic, man. Like, I always gotta have my music with me, always.
yeah. Okay, but when did you start listening to music? Like,
Uh,
what was your background with music?
background with music, sure. So I guess I didn't. I mean, I always tuned into like the local like radio stations.
Yeah.
Like anytime I'd be in the car, it would always be that 100.1 hot 10 no that
100.1?
100.1 KZST, dude, or hot
It was that
101.7, dude.
Y100.9.
Yeah. It was like
That was the station.
it was mainly those three, but that was like mostly like top 40 stuff, right?
It was, yeah, Y100.9 was more top 40. And then as well as 101.7, right?
Yeah. Then
But 99.7 had good alternative, like grunge and stuff
pretty much, yeah,
from like 1990s and
in the
80s.
90s, yeah. And I remember but some of the songs that they would play on those on like the top 40 stations, like some of those songs would be like classics, classics for like this, I guess, generation. Like you see them like in those like nostalgic 2000s kid compilations on
Oh, you
YouTube,
mean like
like
Sweater Weather?
exactly like Sweater Weather, yes, or Pumped Up Kicks,
Oh, Pumped Up Kicks, definitely, dude.
or Riptide.
Oh, yeah,
You know, it's like those songs. Uh, what's the other one? Day and Night, Kid Cudi.
By Kid Cudi.
Yeah, or Pursuit of
Oh,
Happiness.
or also, you can't forget about Fun. He sang "We Are Young" and
Oh my God, Jesus.
exactly that
Yeah.
song.
We are
Bangers.
young. Yeah, that was a good song. Or what was another fire ass song? There's so many, but like I just can't remember off the
"Cooler
top
Than
of my
Me"
head.
by Mike Posner.
Oh my God. I low-key didn't like that song though.
You didn't?
If I
Shit.
could write you a song to make you fall in love. Like
Yo, he wasn't a rock dude. He sounded like more country.
that sounded country?
Have you listened to his voice? He sounds so much like country. There's like a folk. The original was a folk version.
Oh yeah, because like he's just like on his guitar, like
Yeah.
just probably strumming it, smacking it, strumming it, smacking it, like yeah.
Yeah.
Like coffee shop musician types shit.
Coffee shop. Damn.
Ugh.
Why are you gonna shit on them though?
Like they're just reading some like really crappy poetry, and they're just like they can't sing for shit, and they're just like
Hey, Mike Posner's a.
vegetables are good or something like that.
Hey, Mike Posner can actually sing though. He can hit high notes and
He
low
can
notes.
sing. That's
He
true.
just has a really distinct voice. It's really high.
Yeah.
That's
He
it.
came back with that one song, remember?
He
Like
came
I took a
back.
pill in Ibiza or something like that.
Oh shit,
That was
that's the one I
him.
remember most.
That was
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe that one had a folk version. Because
I think so because it's like electronic. It's like a house song, right?
yeah, now it's a house
It's
song.
like a club song.
But I remember I watched this video and apparently it was posted 10 years ago or something like that. And it was Mike Posner at a college, at like just some random college, and he just started singing to a random bunch of college students in the field. And they didn't seem like, oh my God, it's Mike Posner, because it's the guy who sang that song. He seemed really tiny at the time, and he just sang it in a folk version.
I wonder what he was up to, because like he kind of just has those two songs.
He oh, I mean, he did have a collab with Black Bear, like a whole album.
I don't even know who that is,
You
bro.
don't know? You don't know Black Bear? Shit.
I know Gummy Bear, but I don't know
Wait,
Black
wait,
Bear.
wait, wait. Is Gummy Bear the I'm a gummy bear?
Yeah,
No,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no, no.
yeah, yeah. No more.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't want to. That's why I just
Wanna-
like brought it up subtly. That's it. I didn't want to deal with
Yeah,
it. I didn't want to hear
alright.
it. No.
Alright. No, no, but Black Bear. I'm surprised you don't know Black Bear. What's one of his what's one of his more famous songs? I'm trying to think, but I'm pretty sure he has one with he collabed with a rapper. I forgot his name. Shit, I want to be shit on if people who listen to this. But oh shit, he also sang or produced at least Hot Girl Bummer. You
I
don't
don't
know a
know,
song
dude.
like it goes
I
like
don't listen to
fuck
top
you
40
and you
anymore.
and you like stuff like that.
Nah, dude.
Ah shit. All right, never mind.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
like, but like, just if you're like, I guess it's just weird because like if you're a top 40 artist, like you're just known by your hits, you know, and your hits are what matter more, you know.
Who are top 40 artists?
I'm honestly I'm not even like too familiar with any. I just don't listen to top 40 anymore.
It's I I mean I haven't been in a car in so long, so I don't really listen to the radio.
I don't check the charts or anything. Who does that?
Oh wait, I'm pretty sure they play a bunch of rap, right?
I think that oh, shit, we
I
sound
know
like out of we sound
Drake
like
is a
out of
top 40 artist.
what's that? Drake? Oh,
Drake is a top
probably,
40.
probably. I don't
Oh,
know.
and definitely Travis Scott, definitely.
Probably Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah. Bad Guy. I'm surprised Bad Guy made it on the charts. I
Oh,
don't
you're
even.
you're checking them out right now.
Oh shit. I mean, I can look it up, but
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
just off the top of my head, I remember listening to Bad Guy in the car, and I like Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish isn't a bad artist for me personally. But then again, I listen to all types of music, all types of music. Now, I used
Right.
to not listen to country, but then I met one of my friends. I'm not gonna say his name, but they know who they are. They know who they are. And he kind of just showed me this one country song one night, and I vibed with it. I fucked with it.
I know. I know who. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I bet everybody else. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, he got me into at least 2, 3 country songs. So I guess I'm not really a country guy, but I'll listen to country. It's not bad.
I heard some cats fighting outside my garage, dude. They're just like, "Meow." I was like, what? But anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, like nowadays, yeah, it's just like I'm not really familiar with what's popular because it's just I just don't care, you know. It's just whatever, you
Yeah,
know. But yeah, I'll listen. I'll listen
whatever
to.
sounds good, really.
Did you heard that right?
No, I can't hear it.
No. Okay, good. Sorry. Jeez, this is ugh. All right. But yeah, I mean, I just don't pay attention to that sphere of music. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. It's
Oh yeah,
fine,
definitely not.
but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's usually just like whatever I happen to find.
So yeah, wait, how do you find new music to listen to?
Excellent question. So primarily whatever I've just kind of like heard like from mouth, you know? That's like, you know, new releases from artists that you can kind of see on Spotify. Um artists that you already know that like cuz Spotify has a feature where, you know, it like shows you like related artists.
Yeah.
And then you recognize like certain artists or certain albums from that artist and you're like, "Oh yeah, I hear that's really good, you know? Maybe I'll check it out sometime." And then you'll put it in your I'll put it in my library, I'll save it and maybe check it out later. Or Spotify also has uh weekly recommendations. Like that it has like a little playlist where it recommends you like 50 songs or so. There's 50 or 30 songs from
50,
different
30?
artists.
Damn, that's a
Yeah, to
lot.
expand your tastes.
Yeah,
Um, let's see. Spotify recommends you albums. They also, yeah, like
damn.
based on artists you listen to or things like that. So from there, you can just kind of like branch out and go everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Or
Damn. That's such a
yeah,
nice
Spotify
feature.
is like supremely.
Oh God, yeah.
No,
Okay,
we're gonna get
although,
into this debate. Oh
dude,
man.
okay, wait, no, no, no. Although I do love Apple Music, but that's only because I never really had a solid footing in Spotify, and I never used Spotify Premium. So I don't
L.
know the true, yeah, I don't know the true, like what I'm missing out on with Spotify.
Yeah.
But we have okay because for our like phone plan and stuff, we got free Apple Music. It came with free Apple Music. So
Why not, right? Yeah.
yeah, and it's so hard to transfer playlists. Like
Facts. No, yeah. It's
I'm not trying to
if you've
transfer those.
amassed a library of like liked songs, forget about it.
Yeah,
It's
no, that's
weird.
the problem. I have too many songs
How many liked songs or saved songs do you have?
saved. I think I have over 3,000 now, like at
Yeah,
least.
I have like I'm almost at 6,000.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and yeah,
Do you
I
download by
couldn't
the
imagine.
album?
What's that?
Do you download albums? Like when you listen to new songs, is it like, oh, this album is good, oh, this album is good, or is it just
No,
you
I'll
save the
like
song?
save it. Like I'll like the album. It doesn't mean it downloads though. I found a way to make so you download all your liked songs,
Okay.
and then that makes it so every time you like a song, it automatically downloads. So that's how I download stuff. But I don't download
Okay.
like whole albums.
All right.
Yeah.
But like you like save this, you save the album, and then you download the songs that you like from the album.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Okay. Yeah, because yeah, that makes
'Cause I
more
like to keep
sense
it
because
organized, you know, like the songs that I actually like, you know.
yeah, keep the songs that you really like listening to.
hmm
Of course.
Another way, because there's like a ton of ways. There's this website called rateyourmusic.com. It's on like if you look up like RYM on the internet, you
All
get
right.
you find like this it's like this music forum. Not I guess it's like a website where people can discuss music. They can write reviews about albums, rate music. It gives you like all sorts of statistics on like what people like, what's popular,
Okay.
what's getting the most ratings. Um,
So it gives you like recommendations of,
or you can just
you
like
know,
look at those albums because they have the rate your music like top 100 chart. They have the chart of like the highest rated albums of all time according to the people who
yeah,
hop on
on
that
the
website.
yeah, who like yeah,
Yeah.
use the website.
And then you can kind of see like, oh hey, like this is really popular. This has a high rate your music rating. Like, why is it so good? I'll check that out, you know?
Yeah.
And you can just like see like all these albums that people like. Granted, you know, you take that with a grain of salt because
Yeah,
they're
because
not those charts aren't definitive.
yeah, and everybody's music taste, obviously, we already discussed this, like
Exactly.
different. It's just different.
Yeah. It's always like subject to change, you know? And like what you see on those charts, you know, doesn't really dictate anything. It's just like what a bunch of people
Yeah,
think.
it's simply a recommendation. It's nothing
Exactly.
like, oh, this is good. Like this is good
Yeah.
to every like single pair of ears out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. But um there are like a lot of good things on that chart for sure.
Oh my God, it actually works.
Right? Yeah. It's
And
crazy.
that's the
Oh
that's
yeah, I
the
was reading about I was reading about Greenland sharks. um Forget about that though. Rate your music. So you just go on rate your music. You go on here, right? And then you see like all these discussion boards, like people reviewing it. Um so like guides for certain out like
industrial neo psychedelia.
right? Like guides for
Math
certain
rock.
genres.
Wait, what the
Wait,
I
what
get
did you say?
ambient pop. I get but
Ooh,
what's math rock?
Math rock. Oh,
Yeah.
math rock. I think math rock is essentially it's a subgenre of like indie rock that utilizes like a lot of precise like rhythms and stuff.
Jesus.
So you can just you can even look up what genres are. So yeah, see, math rock is a genre that developed in the late 80s and 90s via the influence of bands such as Slint, Drive Like Jehu, and Shellac, who added the already established sound of noise rock and post-hardcore, a sense of rhythmic variety and complexity.
Yeah.
So
I think you know a lot more music knowledge than me. Like
yeah,
way more, way
okay,
more.
music knowledge, sure, but like playing instruments or like knowing about music like that, no. I'm just a nerd. I just nerd out about it.
But I find that interesting. You know,
Yeah, thank you.
that's really cool though.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, like you can see like, all those you can like all these albums that people recommend,
Mm-hmm.
their reviews. Um let's see here. So you can this is my account. You should follow it. Like
Oh
you can
shoot.
organize all the music that you rate there.
I realize also, for people listening on Spotify, we're screen sharing on the Zoom call, so you won't be able to see what we're talking about.
Oh, that's right. More incentive to
To watch our YouTube videos.
to check out our
Shameless
YouTube.
plug.
Exactly.
Shameless
Because
plug.
we're on both. But we like to satisfy all creeds. No. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
creeds, like people who well,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, we get no, yeah. It
Yeah,
just satisfy. We like to satisfy.
yes,
It sounds
exactly.
funny.
So yeah, you can like rate your
Damn, point
stuff.
5.
Your fives, your 4.5 stars, all that.
Okay.
Here's the chart. So you see all these albums,
Radiohead, of course.
right? You see all the
Kendrick,
stuff that's popular.
Kanye. That
So
makes sense. Top
yeah.
25.
So
David
we go
Bowie.
to like number one, right? Like this
Of
stuff.
course, it's OK Computer. Of course, it's OK.
It isn't. Oh look, exactly 61,000 ratings. That's crazy.
That's the highest rated.
Yeah, but like check this out. So you get. I just like how it's organized because it shows you when it was released, when it was recorded, the rating. Like this is like the average rating out of 5 stars from all
Damn, that's
61,000
pretty
ratings,
big. That's pretty high.
right?
You got people from Italy, Colombia, Canada.
Oh no, these are just like the
Oh,
issues. It also says like the issues of what the album, like the CDs from like Europe and Brazil.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the issues. You have like the people that I follow on this website, like their rating of it, their average rating.
So
What
wait, wow,
it's wait, what was that?
that's so interesting. This
Right?
is really for music fanatics, isn't it?
Right? Yeah, and it's like what place it ranks, what year, and overall, the
Yeah,
genres, the descriptors even, um, like the album
I
cover,
might
like
as well. Yeah, I will definitely look
you
into
need
this
to check
after
it
this
out. I
podcast. Yeah,
highly recommend it for like
I
anyone.
can't call myself a music fanatic if I don't use this.
Rate your music, dude. It's nice. I do be on this website a lot, but
Oh, also, you mentioned something. We were talking a little bit back, and you mentioned something, an app that you can download on your phone where you can check your music, like history and stuff.
oh, Last FM,
It's called, what is it called?
Last.fm.
And is that an app or?
It's an app, yeah.
And
you're able to like
what does it do?
you're able to set it up so you can link your Apple Music or your Spotify to Last FM, and it records like your scrobbles. They're called scrobbles, but it's just like what track you've been listening to, and it records
Interesting.
that like, oh, you've listened to this track this many times. This is how many listeners it has, and you can also check like what artists you listen to the most, um, what albums you listen to the most, and
All
all
right.
that.
Yeah, I'll
So
definitely look into that. And
yeah,
if you guys also listen to, you know, music a lot and consider yourselves music fanatics, check it out too, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's a nice way to organize it. You know,
Yeah,
it's cool.
you can.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
dang. Yeah, when you say music is a big part of our lives, wow, you really like you took the knowledge aspect of music. Like you know more, I guess. Like not in terms of like music theory, but like like the history of music.
history. Yeah, the history, the genres, all that.
But
I have knowledge of it. Yeah.
like like the more like 1950s, I'm gonna guess on. That's what you know more. Because why would you look to Baroque music? You know?
Baroque pop.
No fucking way. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
My
Beach Boys are Baroque pop, dude.
they're considered. What is well, okay? What is Baroque pop?
Baroque pop, I'm pretty sure, is just like normal pop, but you essentially add elements of like classical. Like you'll utilize like strings or uh, accordion, harps, that kind of stuff.
Damn.
Maybe you
Wow.
like
Oh
build off
wow.
that single motif, I think. Yeah.
Jeez, that's that got. So there are so many genres then.
Oh yeah. There's so many, dude.
There's so many.
There are
Because
so many
if the
genres.
Beach Boys are considered Baroque pop, and you're saying you incorporate strings, harps, and I'm gonna guess kind of symphonies and stuff, like like symphonic instruments, like a
To
trumpet,
pop music.
to pop music specifically. So that means that we have a decent amount of Baroque artists in this day and age, Baroque pop artists specifically.
Maybe, but the thing is, with the genres, like at some point, it's just like, what even are they? You know, you can't get too mixed up in genres because, like, what the hell is art rock? Like that could like, what are you imply? What are you implying by saying that? Are you implying that other forms of rock aren't art?
Uh, Also, you may sound like a condescending asshole if you're like, "Oh, what
Exactly,
genres do you listen to?" Oh, well, personally, I listen to Baroque pop and art rock.
art rock. Yeah,
Like
exactly.
just
And you're
say
like,
rock and pop, or like
yeah,
old pop, like I guess, like
and
Beach Boys.
exactly. And like you isolate yourself from others. You're just kind of like
Yeah,
push everyone away and be like, yeah, I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I
yeah,
listen to
it's a
this.
little,
Like,
yeah.
no, it's like, and that's a big problem in like music communities in the internet. It's very
Mhm.
elitist. On this website, it's kind of elitist too.
I mean, it sounds like, but you can't really do anything about it because
Exactly.
they're just
Gotta,
fanatics. They're just really passionate about music, you know?
exactly. You just kind of have to, you just kind of have to like be with yourself. You just kind of like acknowledge it and
Oh
then
my
you move
God.
on, you know?
I honestly think that the because I know it doesn't just solely apply to music because I remember my dad told me the story once of where well my dad when he was younger he played Dungeons and Dragons and there was this one kid but he wasn't like a super nerd but they had this one mega nerd named Albert at his school in the Philippines and every time like he was like kind of condescending and like that type of nerd and then they started just like picking on him like just jokingly. That's just the culture in the Philippines. And they accidentally threw a paper ball and it was wet and it just landed straight onto his face and all he did was just like he just looked at my dad and he was like, "You have no etiquette whatsoever," like in that tone. And
In
that's
that
just what I
tone,
imagine. Yeah, and that's what I imagine what like fanatics would be like because well, if you're
definitely.
gonna mess with somebody's game, oh yeah, they were also playing Dungeons and Dragons at the time, I guess. But like if you're like messing around with something they're really passionate about, they're gonna have like that little mentality to protect what they love.
Exactly. Yeah, and yeah, you create they create like insular communities on these forums or wherever, and just kind of like they praise and worship and revel in certain music, in certain albums, and certain artists.
Yeah,
You see it all the time.
it's interesting though the amount of sub communities and just communities in general that the internet has created.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
And then if you even try and flame, or just like you accidentally you accidentally like say something negative about what they love, they go off on you.
Exactly. You
And
get
it's fun.
attacked, dude.
It's nice. It's actually like it's kind of cool because they really love their stuff.
Right? Yeah, but they're encouraging toxic behavior
Yeah,
and to a
that's the
certain extent,
downside.
hive mentality.
Hive mentality, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I
So
mean, but hive mentality, I feel like is just a survival instinct, because it's kind of just you're with this group and group survival, and so you think like a hive, and it's just like you know it's just a different bond that you have with other people. It's stronger.
yeah. But it discourages,
It discourages,
uniqueness and
yeah.
creativity and voice,
Ooh.
like so it definitely has its pros and cons, like you said. That's something I didn't really consider.
I
But
mean, at least it's like a family, you know
yeah,
but
sometimes.
there's some freedom that you need, and yeah, like you said, you need to be a little bit more yourself, I guess. I mean, like, who is to say that you aren't yourself and you just happen to find a group of people who are exactly like you? Though it's very hard, I feel. Because I personally believe that nobody is exactly the same. Or,
Definitely, yeah.
obviously, with that phrasing, obviously, duh. But you can definitely find people who are similar to you, but they're not going to be like 98% like you, I
Yeah,
feel.
exactly. And the only person who knows that for sure is the individual, right?
Right.
No one
Oh
else.
my. Yeah, we were talking about identity in my English classroom. And so our first essay was about, or quote unquote essay. She didn't want to make it an essay, but she asked us, like, this was the question. What are your identities? And honestly I didn't know how to answer that question because I in my head I answered it with a question which was, what is identity? You know?
Right. You want to start
Because
somewhere, right?
yeah, like it's so hard. I didn't know where to start. So I started there at that question. Like, what is identity to you?
Are
You know
you
what I mean?
asking me that
Yeah,
question?
yeah, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Oh, okay, shit. What is identity? A set of characteristics that are, I guess, given to or associated with an individual that makes that individual themselves, maybe? I don't know.
Kind of defines them, I guess.
I guess, yeah. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I had way more time to like think about it than you. It was
Hmm.
like an actual prompt.
Right.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. Like, I think that's a good, you know,
Thanks. Yeah.
that's still one way to describe an identity. Because
One way, yeah.
I think it's still subjective how you define some identity.
Hmm.
Because how I kind of just started with identity is something that changes based on who you ask, right?
Or or
Because
or
oh, go
even
ahead.
what you attach yourself to, right?
What do you mean, actually?
Like you can identify with, say, a piece of music. You attach a part of yourself to that piece of music
And I
because
mean,
it carries some sort of significance or meaning
yeah.
or something to you that speaks to you. And so you
Would
connect
you?
with it at a certain level, at a certain personal level. In a way, it becomes a part of
Yeah.
you.
I. So would you say like what comprises you as a person right now? Like if you were to describe yourself, right?
Right now.
Right now,
Right now, yeah.
how would you describe your identity? Because that's what the question was in the essay. But
Hmm.
so would you say like just like throwing some ideas, just like
Sure.
music is part of you and stuff?
Sure. Let's see here. Um, I guess I'll just throw in out. Words.
All right.
How's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Let
that's
me see
fine.
here. Uh, Determined, I guess. Focused. Um, Tired. uh, let's see here. Open-minded. I guess. Uh, what else? What else? What else? What else?
I know it's kind of hard because it's just like saying,
It's
"Who
just
are
like
you?"
it's like yeah. How do I describe myself?
Yeah,
It's so
it's a
much easier
really
when
it's a big
someone
question.
else does, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. No, that's also what I said was I just said the definition of identity fluctuates on based who you ask, right? So I say, this is what I think you are. This is my this is how I perceive your identity. Like, oh, this person is fun and stuff, like energetic, but that person might say, yeah, I'm actually really timid and, more mellow. Like those it can really conflict.
Exactly. It's what you let people like see,
Yeah.
essentially, you know? And um it's like, sometimes people are just afraid, They've been through
That's true.
something or they're just unsure how people will react to something,
Oh yeah.
you know?
That's
And if it's some trait or uh, something, whatever, that's attached to them, it's gonna feel personal. Like this person doesn't really agree or like that. Maybe there's something wrong with me. And well, also it depends too, because maybe there is something wrong with you. You know,
yeah,
not
that's true.
not every person has a good soul. Like
Yeah.
you know,
No, that's true.
you can't encourage everything. You know, like I like to murder people. I
That
wonder
is
why
part of
people
my
don't like me.
identity. Part of my identity is I'm into
Murdering is a part of
homicide.
me. Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I think there are moral boundaries where like there are universal morals like that.
Yeah.
And that's how because I feel like we all should know what's good and bad in that sense of murder and rape and all that stuff. You know, having those as part of identity. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, something's wrong with you. There's it's not right.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like okay. Yeah, like with identity. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like do you believe that you have different would you say you have one personality or multiple personalities? Like what do you believe?
I don't know. Like, what counts as multiple personalities? Like,
For example, uh I know I just remember reading this something somewhere. It was a while back, but it was where you have multiple faces and you have one face by yourself, another one with your family, friends, and then to people of higher authority like teachers, and then just to normal peers that aren't your friends like acquaintances. Like those are like different faces. I don't know if that's what the article said, but I remember reading something like that. Like, do you believe that you have different personalities every
well,
situation?
if we go about it that way, I feel like most people kind of do because
Yeah,
you're
right.
not really, because you're not like I'm not acting the same way around my friends like when I'm around my family. You know,
Oh yeah, of course not.
like it's like that. You know,
Yeah.
there's certain things that families shouldn't be involved with or no. It's just different.
There are
And
some things.
you
It
know
depends on your dynamic too as a family.
there's
It
always
feels
something it
weird.
depends on, man.
No, yeah, No, exactly. For example, shoot, with my dad, I do a lot of things with my dad, and it's not like what a normal relationship would be. That sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. You could take that in so many ways. But I hope people have a good mind and they don't assume the wrong things. So yeah, my dad and I do a lot of stuff together, and it's nothing that I've seen like how normal like father son like bonds would be created and formed from.
Right.
Like we do different activities that just isn't normal, I guess.
For sure. And it's like,
Yeah,
what? Who's to say what a normal father-son relationship even is, right?
that's true. That's very true.
And not every father is perfect.
Oh,
No one's perfect
exactly.
at parenting. God, no,
Oh God,
there's
I
no
can't
fucking,
imagine
there's no
having a
guide for
kid.
that, you know?
Actually, yeah, I do have a little sister. She's not my kid, but you know, she's my little sister. And trying to raise a kid is probably like a pain in the ass.
For real, dude. Like,
But you love them, you know? You at
yeah,
the end of the day, even if they piss you off and because you know, they just do something,
they eat glue, they're
they're
sticky, they cry, they poop
damn.
and pee everywhere. I
Damn you, right?
personally, I fucking hate kids, dude. Like,
Actually,
fuck kids, dude. No, no, I'm not even gonna use the S word. No, fuck
no.
kids. They suck.
Damn, literally.
Yeah, like I do not ever want to like be near preschool ever.
Damn.
It's disgusting, dude. I can't
I
believe I came
yeah.
from there, dude. Like,
We've come a long way.
like what my parents had to deal with. Like, I
Oh yeah.
apologize
Yeah, I'm
sincerely.
so grateful now. I'm so grateful
Yeah,
now.
me too.
No, but thing is, also, also another thing you have to take into account with kids and stuff. I was born in the Philippines and I was raised my first 3 years of life, not by my parents, but by my nanny, I guess is the English translation. Because in the Philippines, the norm is you have maids and, you know, you have maids and whatnot, you have a drivers, and you also have a nanny. And your nanny is typically like the family your nanny comes from is usually has been like that family and your family has been tied for a long time. Like they're your family nanny. Like you guys' like bloodline are basically not bloodline, but you know, your future is basically tied together because you guys have that trust between each other. And I
Okay.
was raised with my by my nanny for 3 years. So I wasn't like I didn't get the affection from my parents. It was more from my nanny, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that's different than getting raised by your parents because obviously my little sister was born, right? And my mom and dad never had the experience of how to raise a kid that from the ages of 1 to 3.
Oh, okay. And
So it
like,
was a new experience for them.
and with your little sister, right?
Yeah, my
You
little
guys.
sister, I mean, you know, I haven't raised a kid before, obviously. Like I'm just helping out as much as I can. And holy fuck, it's fucking hard. It's so hard. They are little human beings. They are little human beings. They have they have pretty good cognitive abilities for how small they are.
But
They
they're
just
so
can't.
helpless.
Okay, if you pity them, yeah, but I think you got to give them more props than you should. Honestly,
Dude,
they'll figure out some
giraffe,
things.
baby giraffes. The day they're born, they need to learn how to walk. And they do.
Facts, actually. That's oh interesting. Yo,
Yeah.
we take too long to walk. Think about
Facts.
it.
We take too long to speak, dude.
Do you think back in like Australopithecus era or you know like really really early on human,
Hominid. Yeah.
you know, do you think we learned how to walk earlier because of our survival?
What do you mean? Like,
Cuz you know, usually I guess babies nowadays when they're born, they usually learn how to walk usually from 10 months earliest. 10 months is really advanced if you learn how to walk by then
mhm.
to like a year or a year to 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. 10 months to 2 years old. I'm pretty sure that's when you learn to walk.
Mhm.
Do you think when our species was getting mauled by tigers and all the carnivores out there. Like we weren't outside of that food chain yet.
Right.
Do you think we had to walk and learn more survival, like physical survival, um, I guess, things, whatever, like earlier, like walking, communication and stuff,
Oh, okay.
you know?
I don't know. That's can like scientists even find that out though? Could
Uh,
they? I don't
probably.
know.
I don't know. We'll see. But do you think so? Because I feel like we would.
I
You
mean,
got to be self-sufficient.
I'm sure it was definitely like a little more accelerated. Definitely like survival skills like hunting, gathering, communication, knowing what berries aren't gonna like fucking kill you, all
Do you
that kind of
imagine
stuff.
imagine being the first few humans alive and not knowing that all berries you can't consume all berries because some are poisonous.
Right? You're just like,
It's
oh
just like you eat this one, fucking dead. Whole
yeah.
village just
This one doesn't give me
desecrated.
XP. This one fucking kills me. Or some dumb shit.
Dude, and life expectancy was like 30 years old,
Yeah, like
if you think about it.
hospitals, bro.
Yeah, you
Doing
get
a
cut,
lot
you're
of
dead.
things.
Yeah, no, you as soon as you have an open wound that's like that currently nowadays needs stitching,
You're kind of screwed.
you're screwed because that's infection. Dead. Sepsis. Screwed over.
Yeah, you're either not gonna be able to like you might lose that leg.
Yo, the pizza here.
Baba Booey.
All right, we're back. We just had a little potty break, but we were talking about birth. I'm just gonna slide past that and just go back to music.
It's painful to think of. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I do
I
not
don't
want to.
like it.
But anyways, um, yeah. Well, music, well, we said is a huge part of our life, and one thing is listening and knowing about music, and the other thing is playing music. You know. So,
Yeah.
do you have any plans for like, just like playing music in the future
Oh,
or just like
definitely, dude.
as a hobby?
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like for most of my life, like something's always inhibited me from like doing it,
Oh, wait, why?
like either like you know, like all like so much like so many people my age are already like ahead, they know so much, or like it costs money, like where am I gonna start? You know, all these things that like just me, just in my mind, just kind of circulate and I just get discouraged from it. But
Ah, okay.
with quarantine now and with possible opportunities, um, it's definitely something I want to pursue. Like, wherever I get my education later on in the future, I'll definitely be attending music theory classes.
Oh, actually, music
Yeah,
theory.
definitely. Because I know like it's boring and it's like hard, but
It's hard, I
it's
feel,
it's definitely an essential step into
into making music.
making
I
music move
agree.
forward.
I agree.
Just have to do it.
Because yeah, obviously music theory is ideal if you want to go into music. I mean, it has music in its name. Because I kind of just dove right into trying to make music and I have no clue about music theory. I did learn, I looked up a little video of basics of music theory and I kind of learned a bit. And also, one of my primary instruments is the guitar. So I also have to look up the music theory specifically for guitar because it's different.
Mhm. Chords and
Chords and like what sounds good together and all of that stuff.
exactly. Hard. It's a
And it
process.
gets complicated. It gets so
Yeah.
complicated because I kind of went in blind thinking, oh, it's just music, whatever sounds good.
It's
But
like, yeah,
then,
like these guys did it. Like I can do
yeah,
it.
exactly, right? But then you look at the chord progressions they have, and it's insane because the basic chord progressions are just like F, E minor, A, like very, you know, they sound simple, F, E minor, A, and they are simple to play, but it sounds bland because it's that simple. And then the better artists play songs in F sharp 9 minor, B flat 12, something insane. Like that needs music theory.
I don't
unless you
even know
play
what
by
that means
ear.
though. You know?
I don't either. I don't either. But that's how complicated it gets. I don't even know if those are real notes, but you know.
Right. But like as soon as you just have that groundwork, it's unlimited. The possibilities are unlimited, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
jeez, fucking voice crack. Look at goddamn. Um for me, like I want to learn the drums, you know? I want to buy a drum kit and you know, with my knowledge and like what I listen to, I just want to pull from every direction, you know? So all these influences, all these ideas, understand like what went into the making of it and like, you know, how
History of drum.
exactly, you know? Was that?
History of drumming, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
or
some
just like in other
icon.
just like in music, like in general, you know?
Yeah.
Like what my favorite artists do, you know?
Mm,
What's the genius
yeah.
behind their music?
Okay. Like studying the music in a sense, you
In
know?
a sense too, yeah. To have a better understanding of the musical world and see how I can incorporate it, you know?
That's true. Yeah. If there's anything that helped me with my music little path, I guess, it was definitely listening to music that I like and pulling what I really liked from a certain song and trying to incorporate it into my own style and my own like song, I guess.
What are
So,
some key influences for you?
what do you mean? Like people or just like rhythms and stuff?
Or music artists? Because you
Music
said like
artists?
you pulled.
Like there's an one of them is Keshi and his guitar. I like his vibe, but sometimes it gets a little too sad.
Who is
I
that?
want more of a Keshi is a
Oh, Keshi. Okay, right.
Keshi.
They said
So
catchy. I was like,
Keshi, no.
yeah.
So Keshi has he has interesting guitar because he uses more finger style where you kind of, you know, pluck the strings and, you know, finger style. But then there are artists who obviously use just strumming, and that's where I kind of like Boy Pablo for a more indie feel.
Hmm.
And but my main person is Keshi and his like his finger style, and then you add that to the vibe of a guy named Luke Chiang, and I think that pretty much sums up my like influence. I think they kind of them if you combine both of them, I think they're basically what I like. And in terms of lyricism, that's also a huge part for me. Lyricism. I love Nicki from 88 Rising, yeah. Nicki and Rich Brian. Their lyricism is insane.
It's because you're Asian, bro.
I know I just named all Asian artists, but also Donald Glover or like Childish Gambino
Hmm.
also has really good lyricism, I feel.
Nice. What do you pull? What's important to you in writing lyrics or just lyricism in general?
I think you have to somewhat connect with it. So I watched this one guy and he was talking about his thought process when he writes songs. Because obviously, sometimes you write more sad songs, right? And some artists lean more towards more somber, melancholic vibes, you know? But then you meet them in person, they're actually really happy. And they only write those songs because that's a way of the way to vent,
To
I guess.
communicate those emotions,
Yeah.
let them out,
So
right?
for me, what I like to do is I like to create a more upbeat or at least mellow um, instrumental that accompanies with more like sad lyrics that kind of two-faced. Like I wrote this one song and it's called Brain Cavities, right? And essentially what it was about was, oh God. Also, this is also really easy to write. Writing about heartbreak is so easy to write because you can pull from any movie that you watched,
Pretty much.
I feel. Yeah.
And it's just
It's so
it's an
universal.
overdone trope.
Exactly.
You know?
So obviously, just writing about heartbreak is like in that sense of like love life and is already so easy to write about because there's such it's just so super common in music.
Right. Yeah.
So what I decided to do was at the time, I guess I was really confused and conflicted with this one person. And so I wrote a song. It was about her, but not just her. It was just like my other previous like I guess experiences with love life. We're only teenagers, but
Right.
that stuff. And at the same time, I was thinking about it, and I wrote this one. I wrote this one line. It said, "You really be the demon sitting on my chest, right?" Because it was kind of like, um, you were also. I was also fighting my own demons, my own little insecurities. And another one of my lyrics, my lines in there was, what's it called? Um, Whenever we go out, like I feel like I can't like say anything, or like something along the lines of just like me being nervous or something. Because if you think about it, my own demons, my little own insecurity hindered my ability to like talk, and I was just like nervous. So in a way, it was about a girl, yeah, sure, but it was also about me fighting my own inner demons.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like you give your audience an insight into you how you function, who you are a little bit,
Yeah,
by showing
exactly.
those traits that you're most ashamed of, I guess, right?
Exactly.
Insecurities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at least what I think. Like, okay, so where are you going with like music, I guess? Like,
Music,
which one are you focusing more on?
definitely that foundation, as soon as I'm able to um purchase those things. Um, I've actually gotten an offer from someone to work with
Oh,
this sort
really?
of like details are a bit hazy, but there's some sort of collective that is currently working on making music and uh like they have like they know about music and they know I think a bit of production. And so I feel like that would just be an excellent opportunity for me to just learn, see what I can take from it, see what
Oh,
the
yeah.
creative process is, ask questions like, and just, maybe somehow just form some connections.
Yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
think that's crucial.
Yeah. And they're open
Like,
guys. So, I'd love to sort of use the knowledge that I have about music and genres and like albums and whatever and see if, you know, it can inspire them, it can inspire them, it can
yeah, like
evoke something in
exchange
them.
knowledge.
Exactly. So at least to somehow contribute,
Hmm.
and see how that, correlates to their process, their creation process.
Mm.
So,
I think that's super useful though, because you get stuck with this one like type of style for such a long time, I feel. And then you feel, oh, but I want to write something different. I want to change something up. And if you don't have that, I guess, if you don't really have the group, like a group to talk about that with and come up with new ideas, it's pretty hard, I think.
yeah, it's like,
And I think that's a really good thing that you can do that.
yeah. And it's like, you're always gonna like yeah, getting like different people's opinions and perspectives on music and their process just sort of just makes you a more open-minded individual when it comes to your approach.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
so,
think that's key.
right,
Yeah.
because you can't just like, you always have to be open with that sort of stuff, because
Hmm.
you know
Music is an art.
music is an art and it goes everywhere. And
You got to be open.
yeah, it's like, I guess for me, like capturing that emotion with like sound, you know I think that's more of the direction I kind of want to head. Like, I guess creating that vibe, you know.
Hmm.
What can the sound emote to the
Okay.
individual, you know?
Like so it's not necessarily on lyricism, but mostly based on the instrumental that brings it.
Yeah, or both, honestly, because there's a lot of lyricists out there that are
Oh yeah, the
yeah, there's just a lot. Um, but I guess one I can think of from the top of my head, there's a song called Breadcrumb Trail. No, not Breadcrumb Trail. Good Morning Captain. It's by a band called Slim.
oh, okay.
I think I remember
Yeah,
telling you
yeah.
about this, right?
You told me about this, but they don't know, obviously.
Right, yeah. But essentially it goes like it's a story. Well, the whole album is it's too much details, but I'll just focus on the song. So the song details uh, a story about a captain who's lost at sea, right?
Hmm.
And he's like his whole crew gone. He's alone, cold, just hanging on for dear life, right? And
Yeah.
the instrumentation perfectly fits with the story. You know, it has this like very uneasy, unhinged drum beat. It has these angular and like scary guitars. And then, you know, the music swells, kind of sort of like how the sea is
Like
swelling in the story.
oh, that's really interesting.
And then and then at some point in the instrumentation, it just kind of, you know, it lowers, you know. It just kind of like creates this tension. It's just like do 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 do. And then and then boom.
Like the calm before the storm.
Exactly. And then boom, it hits you with these like huge crushing guitars. And it's like it just creates this like feeling of devastation and just um like it's just scary, you know? Like it just creates that
Yeah.
devastating feeling.
Yeah. The instrumentals really move it
Exactly.
forward.
But the lyrics keep on detailing the story of the captain just lost at sea, and he at some point in the story he sees a little boy just kind of lost there, just a small
Where?
child there in the ship, like lost, and he's like
Okay.
he says he's trying to find his way home,
The
right?
little boy.
The little boy, and the captain like he says I miss you, and then like the instrumentation builds up and builds up, and then it comes to this point at the second half of the song where he just like the singer psychotically screams I miss you, and every time I hear it, goosebumps. I swear to God, like it's
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
getting
most
goosebumps right
crushing.
now, honestly.
Like you have you heard that song?
You've showed it to me, yeah.
Yeah, but like have you heard it? Yeah, like that part where he's just like screaming his brains out, and it's just like devastating, and then like, you know, and then he just like keeps screaming I miss you, and then the song just kind of ends, you know, instrumentation goes on and then it just ends. And
Hmm.
so the story, well, lyricism can always be interpreted in different ways, but
Yeah, of course.
um a common theory, commonly it's believed to be about, you know, growing up, so being lost out in sea with, you know, all these thoughts and emotions, right, about that come with growing up, right?
Yeah.
The crew of the captain can signify, you know, the captain's friends, right? The
Okay.
ones that have moved on and have grown up, you know. He's left there alone, right? Why is
Yeah.
he left there alone? You know, maybe at some point in his life he messed up. He did some fucked up things. Maybe he doesn't have those friends anymore.
Ah,
Maybe
okay,
he's
okay.
remained in his ways, you know, and he's lost at sea, and it feels chaotic, you know.
Hmm.
And so
So who do
the
you think?
little,
Okay, go
oh
ahead.
yeah, who the little boy was.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little boy could represent the captain at his youth, you know,
any? It's pretty good.
when in his youth how he felt lost, and without direction. And where did that lead him now?
Still, he's
In
lost.
the storm. Right?
And so, would you say he misses like his naivety and his innocence?
He misses his naivety. He misses, when it was easier for him, and maybe to a time before he screwed up.
Damn.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Intense
Oh yeah.
shit.
So that was just a whole. That was like a movement. That's
One song.
because yeah, that's a good song because not only does it really sway you with the instrumentals, but the lyrics also really hit home, causes
Exactly.
goosebumps.
And it's something that we can all relate to some degree. It's kind of something
Oh
that
yeah,
we're going through
definitely,
right now.
definitely. Feeling lost
It's that power.
and missing. Yeah.
It's that power in music with a combination of the sound and lyricism that something that I definitely like admire a lot,
Mm.
But
So would you say? I know it's like lyrics as well for you, but I know usually the drums create the beat and the rhythm for a song typically, right?
mhm.
So would you say you are more interested in the rhythm and the instrumentals of a song or the lyrics?
I don't know, because I wouldn't really like hold one higher than the other, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 'cause either way, like with drumming, that would be sort of like um the beginning of the journey, like just kind of like dipping my toes in and seeing how that goes, and then from there, who knows, I can just branch
Yeah.
out. Um, and with lyricism, I definitely like be interested in like perfecting that, sure. I can't sing for shit, but
You gotta start somewhere though.
you got
You
to start
have to.
somewhere. And I don't see a reason why not to just put those thoughts down, right?
Put those thoughts down.
Like thoughts,
Okay, okay.
lyrics down.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how I feel most artists, like most great artists nowadays, how they write songs. Not like Lil Pump. Sorry. I don't fucking care if you like Lil Pump, but you
Trash.
know, like good artists with good lyrics. I feel they I know some artists they don't write it down, but they record it with voice memos
Right.
like that.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know?
Sort of like see how they're conveying it.
Yeah, like
And
the
if it's
emotion. Like it's
and
not
if it's
just the
them.
words on paper. It's
Yeah.
them and how
Yeah.
they feel at that time.
Exactly. Okay. What they
Just
want to
a
convey.
just an idea if
Just
you
a,
want to use
a
that.
good tip. Good tip.
Yeah,
Good tip.
that's what I use at times.
Where I wrote that one down.
Okay.
But yeah. So what you were saying, hold it equally and sort of see where it goes, because definitely don't want to constrain myself to just the rhythm or just the
Just
instrumental.
rhythm. I agree. You gotta hone in on
Explore.
both because it's about the blend of both, right?
It's about the creation of it. Yeah.
But I do have to admit, I mean, we're on my musical journey, I did start out, I didn't make EDM, but when I did start listening to music around like eighth grade, I started with EDM. And
Mm,
it was just, and that's all about, not rhythm, but, just more just the sound. Not, there were no lyrics, obviously, it's just EDM anyways.
mhm.
I was moved by the sound for some reason at the time.
Okay.
So I have to admit, there are just some songs that are just music, or just I guess
Sound.
the instrumental sound,
Just noise.
uh, and I think they're nice because it's kind of like you don't. Okay, I'll give you an example. Um, there's this guy named Joe Satriani. He's a legendary guitarist, and he has this one song called "Circles," and it's just him playing on a guitar, and he created this all by himself, and you can feel the emotion, and there's a story, but obviously the story for everybody else is different, I feel, but the general feeling of going in a circle of something, of doing, just doing something, and it's just useless because you just keep on going around and not making any, I guess, progress. Like,
Yeah.
he somehow conveyed that just with a guitar.
Through noise, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of electronic music like that. Like there's an album I don't know the name of, but it's by The Caretaker, and he essentially he made a 6 hour long album, and
6 hours.
it's basically the audio equivalent. The audio, like, I guess it's like the like it tries to convey it tries to it, I don't know how to put this in words.
That's all, folks.
But I guess it tries to not convey or express. It's essentially a 6 hour long album that is the audio equivalent. It's the audio expression of like Alzheimer's. And so it takes you through this 6 hour journey, and each song kind of like sort of begins to fade and crumble. And each song is sort of like a memory until you reach the end where it's just static. Well, it's not static, but it's just
That's
like
eerie. That's kind of, that made my hairs kind of go up.
There's a lot of interesting stuff with that. And if you're into electronic music as well, I recommend, there's a subgenre of electronic music called IDM, intelligent dance music, which is just
I don't fucking get it. What's the terminology?
But it's essentially just like, it's electronic music with a more introspective and,
How do you make
not dancing
music?
sort of.
So it shouldn't be IDM.
IDM, that's what it's called.
It should be introspective dance music.
Yeah, I guess, because that's just the term that I was going for. But like Aphex Twin, Boards of Canada, those are the two big ones. They make they made music back in the 90s that was really, it was electronic. It was like the components of whatever sort of music they had, the type of software and technology that they had
at the time, which is mostly like synth,
which was like the club, the club stuff or the techno stuff, the ambient
disco
stuff, synths, all that, and they would make a more refined and like introspective sound, I guess. That's the only way I can really put it.
Okay.
So,
that sounds interesting. I might have to look into that then.
Yeah. So definitely check that out.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, I'll recommend you some stuff, but yeah.
All right. Is that
real music? No, I'm just kidding. Real music. It's all instrumental.
You don't listen to real music. Right. God damn, I hate that. I hate those people. Oh, I don't hate them, but
it's just
funny. It's actually just funny when people say that.
Definitely. It's just like, okay.
You don't listen to real music if you haven't listened to IDM.
You listen to Tame Impala, bro, like.
Ooh, Tame Impala, that's another story.
Just be nostalgic for that kind of music, though. Because like you said, in 8th grade, you started with that EDM stuff.
I started with EDM.
I remember like freshman year, like 8th grade-ish, it was all about like the alt rock, like the indie alt stuff. Like,
who's indie alt rock?
Like the Strokes, like
Reptilia,
Gorillaz,
by the Strokes,
like
Strokes, Gorillaz,
the White Stripes, like MGMT.
Shit, really?
All the popular.
The White Stripes.
Yeah.
Besides Seven Nation Army, you guys listen to other songs by the White Stripes?
Yes.
Interesting.
And besides, We Are Gonna Be Friends too, and Fell in Love with a Girl. So those don't count. But,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
kind of stuff I was into early on.
Do you think music defines who you are? I know we're ending, or we're nearing the end of the
Mm,
podcast, but you just kind of like gave me this thought of, do you think, because it's also we were talking about identity earlier, right?
right.
So do you think music, just knowing the music somebody listens to, can say a bit about them? How much do you think music correlates to a person and how they are as a person, I guess?
Right. I mean, to an extent, it does. I don't think it definitely wholly defines who a person is. I know, like on the internet, you see all these like Wojak memes where it's like Doomer guy, and then like you see all these pictures of albums that the supposed Doomer guy listens to, right?
Okay.
You can't really say that. It's just a commodity for people to sort of like feel like, oh hey, I'm like this, I'm like that. I listen to that kind of music, you know? But it doesn't necessarily like say who you are.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't say it gives you, like, it's not 100% you,
exactly.
but like it says a portion of you.
Exactly. Because like I said previously, you can attach yourself to a piece of art from it, you know, your own interpretation, your own personal connections,
Yeah.
and your own personal reactions, you know?
Hmm.
Um, like I have albums like that, you know, I have music like that, you know, that's very personal to me that I like a lot. And that, you know, like kind of holds, that carries with it, you know, memories, feelings, all that sort of stuff that, you know, kind of shape who I am today, you know, in a
Yeah,
sense.
because there are, interesting you say that, yeah, because there are just some songs that you just connect with certain parts of yourself and memories, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah. Or like what you put out there, you know, say, hey, this is my favorite song.
exactly.
You know, people know you for that song, you know.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Technical difficulties. This is gonna end early because my computer just decides to say "fuck you" to me,
This doesn't want
and
to work.
it seems like everything just wants to die on me. So yeah, music is honestly overall fucking grade A, A5 fucking Wagyu beef in that type of scale, okay? So yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to end this because I'm at 2% and we gotta finish
He's
quick and
dying.
I'm just bugging.
He's dying.
So, so I'll see you guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning
Thank
in,
you.
you know. Um, we'll try to do these uploads, you know, at least once a
A
week,
week.
you know. We're always, you know, striving to improve, so
Oh
please
yeah.
just let us
We
know.
don't know what we're doing next episode, but uh, we might put up a poll sometime soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks or something, and we might ask you guys for questions that you guys want us to cover.
Yeah. And this time we'll like focus in on those, you know.
Yeah, like we'll just answer question to question, and
Because we're
it'll just be a
aware,
question podcast.
yeah, it'll be a question one. And because we're aware that you know, we tend to just kind of steer in all sorts of
Ramble
directions.
and
But we'll focus in on this one. Um, and you know, as always, you know, support us by, you know, liking, subscribing.
like, subscribe, comment,
All
and hit that
right.
bell.
Ring that
But yeah,
motherfucking
honestly,
bell.
yeah,
But
it's anything really works for us. Yeah,
exactly.
give us $1.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding,
And you know,
but
always
I'll
get
take it.
feedback, you know. We'll respond to your comments, you know. What you like, what you don't like, you know.
Yeah, okay. But I'm at 1, so bye guys. Thank you.
Peace out. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I know those aren't the lyrics. Yo, Rich Brian kind of fire. What's the song by him? You waited way too long, noticing a pattern in your home. Looking at the clock when my mama's not home. You wait. Oh damn. Way too long.
What are you doing, bro?